Okay, to make this blank, I've got 2 pieces of walnut here, and I want that imperfection to show. I have, they're roughly just over 4 inches long, 7/16 inch thick each, and it brings it to a total thickness about 7/8. So that's what we're going to start with. I'm going to put 2 drops of glue, 1 on each end. Like that. Put a spring clamp on it to clamp it. I'll let that sit for a little while, most likely overnight, just to be sure it's dry. I don't want any more glue on it than that. Okay, now I got the blank glued together. I got some registration marks. This right here is just the dividing line from the lower and the upper, or other way around. This side will be for the cap. I'm going to cut the blank off right here in the middle, but each end is 2 inches, and then I have a line here which is a 1/4 inch away from here and a 1/4 inch up from the bottom. This is a 1/4 from here to here and here to here, and then that's where these are going to come into play. These are butterfly keys, and originally ripped it from a large stock of scrap practicing on, and this is just some scrap koa. So these are 7/8 inch long, the length of the blank, just over 7/8 inch actually. So okay, so these are 7/8 inch, a little over 7/8 inch above the length of the blank. And then I'm using this as an antique pencil lead sharpener. If you've never seen one of these things before, it's like a pencil sharpener, but only sharpens the actual lead itself, so it gives you a really crisp line up against whatever it is you're tracing. So that's how this works, like this. So I'm going to take one of these, put it against my line right here, and obviously align the middle of the key with that crack. That way it will get me right up to that. And you can see how that works. That is the same size as that. And then I'll just do the same thing here, here, and here. Now the reason I didn't glue all the way through, I just wanted a couple drops of glue just to hold it in place, was just for this very reason, where I can draw the keys on here. Then I can just literally cut that off in half, and then I'll take it to the bandsaw, cut out all this area here and here, so on and so forth, and then I'll just take a 1/8 inch chisel and chop out the middle, and then these should then slide right inside, and then we'll go from there. Okay, at the bandsaw, I have a metal cutting blade in here. I like this one a lot better than just a regular wood blade, because I can get a really strong, straight cut. The blade itself is really strong, and I don't get any drift with this blade, especially when I'm cutting small things like this. So my goal here is just to cut on the inside of that lead line, to leave the lead line in place. That way I can test it as I go and make sure that drops exactly inside that hole. or after I cut that, then I need to actually trim it first and then test fit it. So it's kind of a long process from the way it seems, but anyway, we'll go ahead and start with our first cut. So I'm just going to use a 1/8 inch chisel real quick, just to pop that out.
There's another reason it's handy.
So you're probably asking, why do I have my chisel cut off on the flat end? A long time ago I read in a magazine, Popular Woodworking, that if you cut these off, you can get a better hit with the chisel. And so I sort of fell for it. I thought it was a good idea. But a new set of chisels cut the tops off. And you know what? Didn't work any better than just a regular way. So anyway, that's why I did that. Let's see if that slides in there. No, I'm a little too proud still, but that's okay. I'd rather be too thin. Okay, so there's the sliding dovetail right now, like that. That's pretty good, so we just need to do that to all 4 of these, and then these other 4. Okay, as I'm working along here, I realize that just marking them out isn't actually going to align everything up. It's a good generalization of how to get or where you want your keys. Once you put the first one in, and if you work off of that, chances are they're not going to align up exactly. So this is what I'm doing now. I'm using the same thickness scrap. I've got the first one aligned up and I have it marked A and B, so I know which key goes where into which slot. I've got this one here marked D, obviously, as you can see, and then I'm going to work my way over. I scribed that with a little bit darker Sharpie, a real fine one, so that I know I can work from that with those particular lines off of the top of that key. So I'm just going to do the same thing and follow my way across. Okay, this is what that looks like so far. Came out pretty good. So this is my simple method for making a blank like this. And we'll just have to glue it up and then work from there. But first, before we do that, before I glue it up, I want these gaps in the middle right here open. So there's a slight gap right there, maybe a 1/16 of an inch. I want that to be at least an 1/8 of an inch or more. Off camera, I just drew in some lines, and you can see where they intersect in the middle. And I want those to actually balance out a little bit more accurately in the middle, because I'm going to use a double start thread, so that when I close it, open it and close it, those will line up on both sides, from the cap to the base. And that will give me the opening that I'm looking for. Okay, there we go. So that's what they look like. Now I just got to glue them together, and with a little bit of pressure we'll tighten up all those gaps. I haven't done dovetails in probably 20 years, so they're a little loose, but once I put some clamping pressure on it, that will hopefully fill those voids. So we'll get back to it after all that is done for the next step. Okay, so in the lathe, if I tried to drill this out, I might have a problem because of the blade, the way it hits right here. I might get a lot of chip out, or who knows what, or just not even a good straight cut because of vibration or whatnot. So the way around that I came up with is to do something like this. So I put a solid piece of wood on the end, and then just like a regular pen blank, I have it marked from the middle out. So this is the side I want to start my drilling on. So we just started drilling from here, and in here this is just showing what it would be like when in reality it's like this. This is how I would start my drilling from one side and work my way out to the back side. That way, I maintain the integrity of this area right here. As it starts to drill through, I have a nice solid pilot drill all the way through, and this will keep any blade wander or drift from happening because it's a nice solid piece of wood. Okay, so for the cap, I've got a couple of shims in here also, just to support the side because it's barely gripping the butterfly keys. If I pull that back, you can barely see it, but this stops just short of those butterfly keys right there. So that's kind of adding a little support, not very much, but that's the one good thing about the 4-jaw chuck is it puts support all the way around the entire blank. So it's not taking quite so much stress on those two pieces of wood. So anyway, we'll see how this drills out. This is for the cap. I'm starting out with a 1/2-inch drill bit.
That's a 1/2 inch for the first cut, and then I'm switching to a 19/32 for the final drill.
Okay, after closer inspection, I looked at this. This is the following day in the light, and you can see one of these is broken right here, and then these are kind of chewed up. And then I realized this is the end grain showing, and I did these bass-ackwards. So that should be long grain this way, not the other direction where it's showing the long grain, not showing the end grain. So if I tried to turn these, they would just get, it would just fall apart on me. So anyway, this is going to be a complete do-over. Okay, so I had to remake the blank, and I remade it using Purple Heart, as you can see, and I have the grain going lengthwise, cross direction of that, so the end grain is actually here. so it's much stronger now. And that is drilled out for the cap, and that is drilled out to 1930 seconds here, and 2 inches long. I did the same for the body, except this is drilled 27/64 by 2 1/4 inches long. So same process, except the butterfly keys are running cross direction to the body, not end grain showing like I did when I first made this. So anyway, there you go. That is my my blank. Thanks for watching. Hey, this is Gabriel Castro. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. You can click on the link right here and subscribe. You can watch a video series right here, or the latest video right here.